Hello, you're listening to Hugo Talks. So I've had a fair few people email me today to ask me to cover this story. And I was like, oh no, not this again. It's not like I've not talked about this before and I don't want to keep repeating myself. You know, the old one app to rule them all, the smartphone ruling over your life. I've said it for ages. In a perfect world, we would all get rid of the smartphones because they are a tool that these people are going to use to initiate your enrollment into digital slavery and digital imprisonment. The strategy has always been to make your smartphone indispensable to you. And one way of doing that recently is to get you to have to log into your phones when you want to use online banking, getting you to swipe an app. They say it's a security measure so you can authenticate who you are. Of course, this is a load of crap, as is everything these days. No, it's not about security. It's all about slowly fusing you, shackling you to your transactions, to you and the phone. Basically, they are aggressively forcing you to use their app so that you have to get their app's permission to draw out your money so that you are reliant on them and their app to get your money. I mean, why would you give that power away? It's like giving the keys to a cell to a bunch of criminals and then closing yourself in the jail and hoping the ones you gave the keys to will let you out whenever they choose. Makes no sense to me. But the problem is people are, they're so spellbound by these smartphones, have already become so addicted to them, don't want to let them go. People love and adore their smartphones, just like Gollum is spellbound and in love with his precious, the ring in the Lord of the Rings. Just like that, they can't seem to give it up. But as I've said before, numerous times, if I could click, if I could click my fingers and make all the smartphones disappear just like that, it would put a stop to these New World Order plans, at least for the time being. It would put a serious monkey wrench in the works. Although I would imagine I would become public enemy number one for making all of these smartphones disappear. That wouldn't be too good. And I know, some people say, oh, but what about dissident tech? What about, using apps to fight the system? Well, I don't think it's going to be of any use unless the hardware and the operating system is on your side. There's no point saying, oh, this app will help win the battle against the New World Order when the hardware and the operating systems are owned by the New World Order. They're not going to allow it to happen. I know, I've said this quite a few times now. I mean, let's face it, people aren't going to give up their smartphones. The only thing I can recommend is just use cash for everything. Don't engage with this on any level. I mean, anyway, look, the reason I'm talking about this is that it's in the news today. Here we see a warning that starts from tomorrow. Payment warning. Shoppers may have credit and debit cards declined from Monday. It says here, Britons have been warned that their credit and debit cards may be declined from Monday the 14th of March. The new changes coming into force will see cards declined if someone can't prove their identity. Retailers will be making additional checks before people can purchase items or take money from their cards. The changes will impact everyone who banks or makes purchases online, as they will be subject to extra security checks in a bid to make transactions safer. Customers will now be sent a code by their bank, usually to their mobile phone, when they make a payment online, and they will need to enter this at the checkout for the payment to be approved. So they want you to authorize payments made with cards, credit cards, debit cards. Authorize them with your phone by swiping, which I would imagine is going to cause, it's going to cause some queues at the supermarket checkouts. It's going to take longer now to make a transaction. I personally always use cash, especially in the supermarket. Just draw cash out of the bank beforehand. It's not difficult. Now, I believe they've done this with online banking. I'm not sure to what degree or how many banks have made people have to swipe their phone to access their bank online. But now they are stepping this interconnectivity of access to your money and getting permission through their app on your phone. They're stepping this up by adding payments in shops. Apparently, they are not doing this for every transaction, it says here. It says 1 in 4 transactions. They will do this at the start. It says here that the payments that are more likely to have to be verified with a swipe of your phone for permission, yeah, online payments over £25, online payments up to £25 where you've made multiple payments in a row totaling more than £85, new or modified recurring payments. It says here these new rules are being enforced in a bid to stop fraudsters capitalising on Britons. The pandemic and lockdowns have sparked a rise in financial crime and scams. Really? They call this SCA, Strong Customer Authentication. It's all bollocks. It's all about them. It's nothing to do with security. They're forcing their way into your life and becoming the gateway keepers of your online money, who have self-elected themselves as those who now have the power to either allow or not allow you access to your money. And I find it hard to believe that people are comfortable with this. This is a very powerful position, yeah, for someone to have over you. The power of allowing or not allowing access to your ability to buy stuff. I mean, imagine you've got a ghost that's assigned to you, that every time that you want to buy anything, you have to get their permission first. That's basically what it is. And why do they want this power? Because, well, you can now be exploited. We've gone over all of this before. The social credit system, the cashless system, how the centralized digital currency will be able to dictate how much and what you spend your money on. It will be full-on control over your life. The ability to withhold funds, not just from you, but to stop you buying certain things. And all of this is achievable because people love their precious selfie-taking smartphones. You know? I mean, all I can say is just don't use cards. Just use cash. At the end of The Lord of the Rings, the ring ends up in the lava of Mount Doom. It gets tossed into liquid magma. Yeah, and it melts and is destroyed, and then you have a happy ending. And that ideally is where all the smartphones should end up. Get rid of them. That's what I say. But that isn't going to happen, unfortunately. So other than that, what do you think is a good way to combat this ongoing digital takeover of the control and access of people's money and how they spend it by these control freak bankers and corporations? Because I'm at a bit of a loss at what else can stop it apart from getting shot of these smartphones. And even that is not a given, but it would definitely stick a massive spanner in the works for the time being, for sure. So let us know if you have any ideas. A big problem is people are still just so completely naive to all of this. They're just sleepwalking into it. So share this video, talk to other people about it, because the more people who understand, the more they will be wary of using cards, of giving away that power to these authorities, to these banks, and will start using cash more. We'll stop using the cards. If people get a better understanding of what is going on, it's got to help. It's not about security, it's about them having power over you. And there's nothing more significant than having automated power over yours and everybody else's finances. As always, thanks for listening. Come and subscribe to the tribe at hugotalks.com, a place for like-minded souls, and I'll see you later.